Hi everyone, this is Marianne and welcome to my channel. Last August 7, which was a Sunday, I went to the Naga College Foundation before 8 o'clock in the morning. This is just right in the city where I live. And I came here because I was scheduled to give a short lecture to students of two of the classes of my good friend and fellow writer, Estelito Jacob. The event that he organized for this morning is called Listen, Think, Apply, a book talk with Bicolano writers. The writers are myself and another good friend of ours, Dennis Gonzaga, who is also a visual artist as well. I will actually just be sharing my experience in writing my novel, The Maps of Camarines, and how I managed to do it in an environment of organized chaos. To beat my usual stage fright, I have over-prepared as usual. I have a script which also has markers for each slide. I have printed 2 copies of this. One copy will be for me to read in front of the audience, and the second copy will be for the person that will operate the slides that I have prepared. I also brought this book by William Faulkner to give away in a raffle to the audience. The audience are students, like I said, college students who are majoring in education, and here they are just starting to arrive. For most of this video, I'm just going to share some snippets of the event, which was pretty straightforward. First, there was Estelito for his opening remarks to open the event, and then there was my talk, and then there was Dennis's talk. The audio just seems a little echoey in the video, but in person, it was all right.
Society that asks people in this journey of growth to giving glory for the future of development. Engage in their mission of passion for education.
One written in English and one written in Bicol. As part of my discussion, I think you have seen all the literary works that I have presented, written by all Bicolano authors. I think you notice that most of the literary works published, most of them are written in 2 particular genres.
Mamaya, magkakaroon po tayo ng open forum. Po para sa dalawang speakers natin are pwede kayo mag-raise na hands, syempre. At yung magtatanong, may plus point daw kay sir.
It's such a strange detail, so the years need to be adjusted. Errors like that are what the structural editor is tasked to look for so that they can be edited or revised. She can do the edits, but I opted to make all the edits myself because I can. It's my draft. I wanted to write every single word.
Sharing the experience of writing anything, creating anything, whether it's in any art form, so it's difficult because part of it entails bearing your soul. So at least para sa bilang para surat bilang para tuloy, they could.
And then after the talk, the students were given the floor for their questions. For this part of the video, I left in only the questions because I think the questions were really good.
So this question po is for both of you. So for you po, what is the most rewarding part of writing your book or novel?
Good morning po. My question is addressed to this Marianne po. Last year, when I was listening to Energy FM, and Mr. Joe Sabal was the announcer, and he was promoting your book, The Maps of Camarines, and he said that your book is the first Bicolano novel that is translated in English, and he said that it was also published internationally. And I have also read your book, the first chapter, and it was quite intriguing because Margarita forbids her husband to sleep with her. So this thought came into my mind that maybe Jacobo would cheat on her because of what Margarita did. So I wanted to read more because I am quite intrigued with that chapter 1. So my question to you, Miss Marian Mo, is that is it true that when you are a writer, you go somewhere in order for you to inspired or motivated so as to create an extraordinary novel?
Garcia from Block A. From Block A. Oh, right here. Yeah. Will. So I have a question po sa inyo pong tatlo. Sa inyo pong tatlo. Kasi you're a writer as well, di ba po? Yeah. So, as a Bicolano writer, what are the things you face or yung mga challenges na na-face nito as a Bicolano writer? Especially, sabihin na natin, some readers are expecting already na pag Bicolano writers, dapat stick with the Bicolano writer. And somehow, writers are also exploring using English, Tagalog. So, when you face like stereotyping, challenges, or misconceptions about your words, and ano po yung ginawa niyo para ma-overcome yung mga ganong klase ng mga comments from other people?
Challenges, siguro at this point, the challenge is really, having people read our words. That's the idea. Siyempre, yan ang pinaka-importante validation. More than the reviews, rated by critics or whatever, Itong, appreciation ng reader. Si talaga nagbabasa, Whether it's something favorable, something, pero itong idea na nabasa ka, nakaabot si boses mo naman sa gusto mo, mabasa ang video mo, yun ang naka-challenge, So it's always a good experience pag yung randomly nag-message sa inyo, tapos sir, basa mo yung sa araw yan. So, to me, yung pinaka-nakulangan, validation, saan mas nakulangan. Kaya yun talaga, that's really the reason why we publish it. Okay, di pa na kami na lang, or whatever, or itago na lang for the satisfaction of writing. But the fact that we try to have it printed and published because we also want people to read. Importante pagbasa din diba? Nahulog kita mga parasulat na mabikulano, pero the tragedy is they can be standard. And the way to really know them is to read them.
So, what single advice can you give both students here for probably dreaming or want to become a writer? Just single piece of advice po. And this applies for the three of you. Thank you.
Good morning po. So my question is for Mr. Dennis po. I was intrigued with your title po kasi. So of all the art and things to consider, bakit po Santero yung napili mong maging protagonist ng story mo?
Good morning. Thank you so much, Emma. So, kanina po, Sir Dennis, na correct me po if I'm wrong, kanina sabi niyo po, the artistry is transferred to artist one time. So, there are, kumbaga, in writing, artists or writers, sometimes meron silang limitations with of writing because of, di ba, yung mga cultural aspects of it na kailangan i-consider because of, kumbaga merong mga ganun. On the other end of the spectrum naman, writers na are very few when it comes to their wording. Kumbaga, they're really good enough to say the things that they wanted to say in their writings. So this brings me to this question po, kasi hindi ko alam kung mangyari, and I'm very curious. So kayo po, being a writer or simply just being an artist, in general, what are your thoughts in literary censorship?
Good morning po, thank you so much for sharing your time here with us po. And I'm a sort of artist myself, and thank you for inspiring us po, Madam. And for my question, since that you said that we should read a lot, I know that you have read a lot of books, and I'm curious to what books or book resonated most with you, because I believe that what the books you read says a lot about yourself. So can you share something about your favorite book or the book that most resonated with you?
So good morning po. First of all, I'd like to thank you, our guest speakers, for enriching us the knowledge about you as Bicolano writers and the works that you are very passionate about. And I have a question, but before that, I consider myself as a multi-passionate individual, and sometimes there are days that I feel desolated and demotivated with the things that are happening around me. So my question for the both of you is, what are the driving forces that pushes you to continue to have the enthusiasm for writing?
Gusto ko po yung ipaabot ni Mr. Gonzaga. Duman po kaya sa pakiling mo sa muyang tula. May apat po duman na tataramon na nagtadong sa isip ko. Itong Heredera, Hepa, Santero, Asin, Dita. Tapos sa unong kaklase, naghapot sa ko kung ano po na ang Heredera. And sabi ko sa iya, tagapagmana, pakitama na lang po ako kung sa lakwa ko. And ito pong Dita, nag-agree po ako na tigigibo po talaga siya ng kabao. Tapos sa Kalabangga po, ang mga tawag naman, pag may nagagadan, Dita po talaga nagsisenso ni Dita. Halang tawag po siyang kahoy na straight. And pag ako naman po naman sa itong parasubad ng Bakawan, duman po ako ng paisip ka, alipit po ako sa partido. Ang alam ko po kaya, ang Bakawan, tinanong po siya sa may, tinanong po siya sa may pigdasian ko. Ito, punas po siya pag pag sinabing punas, ate, and pagkao, kadako po siya ng dagat. So, na-curious lang po ako ang alam ko po kaya, pag sinusubad sila, tanong ko na pagsubad ng Bakawan po ang sila. Thank you po.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir. My question is, what is the biggest challenge you face in trying to accurately portray the emotions and experiences of your character or story in the way that resonates with the readers?
One last question po. Anyone?
Yes. So, good morning po. This question po is for Miss Marian. So, before anything po, I haven't finished reading the novel, but I would like to ask po, the title suggests a significant role for maps in your story. Could you elaborate po on their significance and how they guide the narrative?
Participation, everyone, and also thank you so much for filling in our knowledge, Miss Small and Mr. Gonzaga.
After the open forum, Dennis and I were given the usual things: a gift, an honorarium payment, and a certificate of appreciation. Over there is Dennis being given his, and here are mine, which I have been given a few minutes earlier. Inside the gift bag is this very nice sparkling red grape non-alcoholic drink. There was the closing remarks by Robin, who was one of the organizers of the event for Estelito's 2 classes.
Salamat po sa mga nagbibigay na students, and also to the working committees and to the people po who all contributed and helped in realizing this book talk.
And then the masters of the ceremony assigned numbers to all of the people who were at the event so we can raffle off the books. I brought one book for the raffle, Dennis brought one copy of his book, and Estelito brought 3 copies of his book. So there were 5 different winners. And one of the winners was one of the masters of ceremony. Because I just happened to randomly shout out the number that pertained to her name. Congrats. Congrats. Congrats.
See you on our next event. Bye-bye. Opportunity po muna tayo.
And at this point, the event was actually over, but the students wanted Dennis and myself to sign the backs of their certificates of participation, and we were only too glad to oblige. The front of these certificates were already signed by Estelito as their instructor because this is, after all, a class activity. But the students just wanted the signature from all 3 of us. And then there was the usual author photo shoot. And even Estelito, who is their teacher and who they see every week, they even took an author photo with him because he is, after all, also an award-winning writer. I also managed to take these 2 videos before the final formal group photo per class. And then, as the students began to leave, the speakers, Dennis and I, and Estelito, had the lunch prepared for us by the class. Jawide also dropped by. He was actually sitting at the back of the audience the entire time, listening to the book talks and the open forum. The entire thing was over at 5 minutes before 12 noon. And then we were invited by Estelito to go to Mama Nang's for even more food. This is actually no longer part of the event. We just all decided to come here and talk a little longer because we're actually good friends. All 4 of us, we have been friends for many, many years, more than 2 decades. And I wanted my usual mais con hielo, but Mama Nang's didn't have it at the moment, so I ordered the melon halo-halo instead, just for a little dessert, while the 3 guys had a second lunch, essentially. The morning was a lot of fun. I'm so thankful that I was invited to speak at the event. It was a very good Sunday morning. Thanks for watching. Bye.